You're upset because I slept with Jeannie.
They're back.
That's your great new power, is it? You can shrink things.
No, not all things, just shoes.
Small shoes.
With a case of a haunted hotel.
Well, it may not be paradise, but at least the sheets are clean.
Marty!
But have the ghosts got them spooked?
She's been taken over by some evil, twisted being that for some unfathomable reason finds you sexually alluring.
Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer. Randall and Hopkirk deceased. Tomorrow at 9 on BBC One.
You all right, Jeannie?
Hello and welcome to this festive episode of It Could Have Been a Classic. So I'd like to say a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And this week we're going to be talking about Randall and Hopkirk Deceased, made in 2000, starring Emilia Fox, Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer, and the exquisite Tom Baker, who's just amazing in everything he does. So this is based on the original, it's a remake, not a reboot. It's not a remake, it is what it is. They took this in a bit of a different direction, which I have to say, I do like that, what they've done with this. Now, the original series, it was quite based on the story. His detective's partner gets killed on a crime, he comes back as a ghost, and he helps his partner solve his murder. And then he's meant to return to his grave before sunset, but he don't. He saves his partner, and then he's trapped on Limbo on Earth, and he helps his partner solve crimes, but only his partner can see him. Now, Andrea, who played Jeannie in the series at that time, didn't really do much. She was like a secretary, but there were no. She was just part of the package. But in the remake, Emilia Fox is a totally different character of Jeannie. She's not married to Marty. She's like to make it. I suppose I wanted to make it interesting. I'll go into this in about a second, so just bear with me. This is the third time I've made this video, because when I did the last video I forgot to turn the soundbar, so I've had to do it all again, being a perfectionist, I suppose. So I'm back again. Sorry, I had to set things up. So let's start with this. Randall and Hopkirk Deceased is a British television series. We've gone through that. Originally, it's a revival of the 1960s series, and we know who's in it. So in keeping with the original series, in the initial episode, Hopkirk is murdered, as in the original series. Investigator returns to us as a ghost, and that's it. It's only, I covered that at the beginning. So the remake paid much more attention to where Hopkirk went when he was not on Earth than the original, and they introduced Limbo. They never did this in the original. They've got a bar up there, and Charlie Higson, he plays numerous characters in this series. So, as it paid much more attention to it, they expanded upon the lore, which is sort of interesting. Also introduced the character, Tom Baker's character. Is it Wyvern, I think, with a Wyvern? A mentor who helps Hopkirk hone his powers and introduces him to other ghosts. And he's terrible at poetry, but he's all powerful, but there's rules as well. Because they keep telling him there's places and things you can't do. Because even though you're a ghost, there's we have to follow certain things, and he can't. He can only interfere in certain things, but he's very powerful sort of ghost. Also, we just said about Jeannie, made Jeannie a more central character than the original. Now, I did like the sexual tension between her and Randall. because after Marty died, there's, she sort of locks on. She sticks with Randall because they're quite close, but there is there or isn't there? There's moments where it happens, but Marty seems to come in and disrupt the moment and then has a go at Randall. I mean, it's great because they know each other so well. I think Vic and Bob really played this well. So the background, the two series were first made in 1999 and broadcast in 2000 and the second in 2001. The show was produced by Charlie Higson, who also directed some episodes. Writers for the series include Gareth Roberts, Mark Gatiss and Jeremy Dyson, Paul Whitehouse and Higson, when the rights to the series were first obtained by WTTV. Simon Wright, the company's executive producer and president, envisioned the series as a straight thriller. Now, you're not going to believe who were going to be up for these two parts originally. So, this changed after he suggested casting a modern comedian as Marty Hopkirk with Robbie Coltrane and Rick Mayall. Now, that would have been weird. Now, who would have been the ghost? I think it'd have been Rick Mayall would have been Randall, Robbie Coltrane as Hopkirk. I don't know. I'm a bit lost. Who would you have out of them two as a ghost? Do you know what I mean? It's weird. Two very powerful comical talents there. Originally considered for the role, so they were, originally interesting. After discovering that the rights had been bought by WTTV, Reeves and Mortimer showed a strong interest in the two leads after being offered the roles. The pair suggested Charlie Higson as writer. Now, Mortimer was going to play Marty Hopkirk because, they're both the same size and similar physical characteristics. But Higson felt that Reeves should be the ghost because of his manic energy and better suited to Hopkirk's personality and situation. I've got to give it to Vic Reeves. He plays it very well, especially when he moans on about how he's dead and that is quite funny. Reeves and Mortimer are both fans of the original series, with Reeves citing Hopkirk as the inspiration behind his all-white outfit in the pilot episode of Vic Reeves' Big Night Out. Reeves, Mortimer and Higson's connection helped draw in many cameos and guest stars from the comedy world and beyond. So play bit parts or larger roles in individual episodes. I mean, the guest list in this series, first episode was Charles Dance, right? And then you get David Tennant, and one of his, as a young actor, playing this insane artist. Now we're watching this. You do start, because Doctor Who's a couple of years down. It's not that far off down the line from this. And some of these people did work on that. And there is a bit of a similar thing of that, and this was Saturday Night Feel as well. It's sort of interesting. So we got Hugh Laurie, he's brilliant in this. Derek Jacobi just been Derek Jacobi, Simon Pegg, Mark Gatiss, Charles Dance, Matt Lucas, David Williams, Reece Shearsmith, Dave LeCurwin, Martin Clunes, and Higson himself played cameos. He played two characters in each episode who were paid more than one. These were the Gomez. Higson played Gomez, the Limbo barman who blasts from the past, or is it Gomez from Addams Family? But he plays it really well. And Snellgrove, Marshall and Snellgrove, they're like next door. You only see them for one episode. They're like the opposite of Hopkirk and Randall. One's right posh and others he lives in another reality, and his assistant deals with reality. It's quite funny, but they don't get on with Randall and Hopkirk. And Snellgrove does become a ghost. It's hilarious with his characters after his money. Many episodes include storylines or mention that pay homage to the original series. In the 5th episode of Series 1, a clip of Mike Pratt, that's in Limbo, who played Jeff Randall. There's this scene in Limbo where he's in the ghost bar and you see him in the background in a white suit, who played Jeff Randall and originally had died before the new series was created and was used from the episode The Smile Beyond the Veil. Kenneth Cope turned it down So what they did to pay homage was the office building they worked in was called Cope House. The street was on Spooner Drive, and then Berman Street. That's to pay homage to Dennis Spooner and Monty Berman, who wrote some incredible stuff back in the day, you know. The other thing that stands out about both seasons to me is that each season seems sort of different, and I can't explain how. Also, the music for this is by David Arnold. I think he did Stargate and some other stuff. The music it is very catchy. When the intro starts, the music is just wonderful to this. And I have to say, like, the villains in this series are totally batshit crazy. I mean, you get some insane villains and the situations they end up in. And the sexual tension between Randall and Jeannie, Emilia Fox, she really goes to town on this character. She's brilliant. Now, with the music, it's somehow I got a sense of like watching the Avengers in a certain weird way because of all the wackiness. Like in the second season, in the final episode, they're going to department stores of bandits. Remember, it's 60s, you used to have mannequins and ladders. It's all that and the weird doors and corridors and psychedelic stuff. Absolutely brilliant. But I love the expansion into ghost lore of this other world, which makes it really interesting, you know. And Tom Baker plays this character brilliantly, like I said. In the first season, it's building to something. You're dealing with like Marty being a ghost and finding out this other world's going on in Ghost Town and Ghost World, and Randall trying to make a living on Earth, and I love the bouncing where Hopkirk's having a go at Randall about stuff and like he's your conscience, you know. But Marty's very self-obsessed as well. It's quite funny, you know. But they go to this village, and this village is stuck between limbo and life. It's in two worlds, but they're all evil there. And if they get released, they're going to disrupt the universal order. They take over the world, but they need Marty as a ghost to do this ceremony, and they said they're going to turn him into a god. But because they've been they were saved from like 800 years ago, they have advanced, but it's like their attitude is like they come out with some really funny stuff of how they're going to rule the world. And in this village, Marty can touch things, so they can't, you know, and everybody can see him, which is sort of interesting. And they're enticing him, like there's all these fairy women, like, you know, ready for this summer solstice festival that will take over the world. And I thought, what a great ending. And when all this, they all get destroyed and sucked down to the other place. Marty's, he doesn't affect, because they all get banished to this other dimension as a ghost. He touches, Jeannie sees him, but he touches Randall and Jeannie's head. Tom Baker's voice is going, they're not allowed to know these things, make them forget. And you know, you got this like bigger purpose with it all. But it's superb. I really enjoyed watching this week. Now, should there have been another series of this? Yeah, this should have got to the third series. Should have ran for at least 5 seasons. It's such a shame. Now, I've not seen this for over 20 years. And I watched it this week. Do you know, I couldn't turn it off. Now, I really couldn't. Now, some people might not remember it. It sort of came and it vanished. But there should have been a third season. But obviously, viewers are switching off by its second season. I think for me, the first series were definitely the stronger. I have read that other people said it was the second, but the first series, it seems to have this energy more than the second. But I think if they'd have got to a third, I think they'd have ramped it up, and it's such a shame. So Randall and Hopkirk, I'm going to say it, you are a classic. You're absolutely amazing, and for me, you're going through this week. You could have been a classic. So I'm going to thank everybody for watching this. I'd like to say please subscribe. Please give us a like, it helps the channel. And I'd like to wish you all Merry Christmas. And I'll see you next year on the next video. Live long and prosper.